Okay. chaotic bystanders. My name is Billy Visnaw. I am your GM for Total Party Chaos, and I am joined by these fantastic castmates. Castmates, can you do me a favor? Can you tell us your name? Can you tell us your character? And can you tell us what do you value most in a friend from your character's point of view? Hit it.
Hello, my name is Jacob, or JC. I play Dante Smokespot, the brother to Ash Smokespot of the Empire, coming to your doorstep. And I value most in a friend consistency. Over to you.
That's not bad. Consistency. Hi, I'm Haley, and I play Ash Smokespite, the ambitious warlock by Genasi, alongside her brother, Dante. And the thing that Ash values most in a friend is unwavering loyalty to those you care about.
Nice. That's great. Hi, I'm Natalie. I play Doll, the meat-mashed druid. And Doll would value the most people who stay in her life. So, yeah.
Oh. Hi, howdy. My name's Sabrina. I play Eliana de la Luna, and Eliana values joy the most. People who bring joy.
And I am Seth, and I am playing Rotmire Vilebane, the party's Warforged cleric. And after many 1 a.m. conversations with other friends, I've honed down the one quality I look for in a friend is someone that I have known for several years and hang out with multiple times in a capacity unrelated to how we met.
There's never a time. I'm not going last anymore. I'm starting this shit.
Do we have, the saved, signed, and notarized paper for that?
Yeah, I had to talk to a lawyer about my legal definition for friend.
Holy goodness. Hey, I'm Billy. I'm a real person. And I love when my friends are absolutely mean and tell me, they're like, yo, hey, this is the truth, and I'm like, oh my god, and then we have a moment, and then we become besties. It's a whole thing, dude. We get there. It's a good time. Anyway, moving into the actual episode. Before we do anything else, because I have some really good news this episode, let's go into the recap before we talk about the cool thing with our sponsor for tonight. So we'll kick it right over to whoever's doing it, and I'm gonna jump over into the wonderful flashback screen.
Alright. Okay, so, in case you need to know what happened last week, this is what happened. Alright. Seatbelts on. Hang tight. Because we're almost out of this sewer. So, I don't know, we're making our way in the world. It only took a month and a half. Okay, so, we encountered the bloody slime goop monster, right? We found out that Dispel Magic worked on the gloop creature's hold, where it was kind of taking over Dante's mind in a way. So I believe it was you, Seth, who cast Dispel Magic on that. I could be totally wrong. And so we freed Dante in that way. We followed it back to kind of where it was all amassed. And then Eliana had a memory of 2 elves fleeing inside the sewers. The slime was able to show her memories and kind of overwhelmed her with a whole bunch of memories from a whole bunch of different people that it had consumed. But this one kind of stuck around. And then while they were trying to get themselves together to keep going, this slime came and took one of the elves, and kind of absorbed her essence into its being. And so it showed Eliana that memory, and in return it took one of Eliana's memories, which was interesting. They did a little fey trade there. Let's see. We consensually dissolved the ooze. We cast a whole bunch of little spells on it, and we we were able to dispose of it peacefully, as it kind of wanted to be destroyed. Anyways, it was kind of in this tortured state, so we let it go. After that, we kind of realized that we didn't really know if anyone in Tarsen Vale had been there originally. We knew that the astral planes kind of came together, but we didn't know if anyone who had been there before had stuck around, or what happened to them. So we decided to pull out some of the skulls that we had collected from the mausoleum before, where we had stayed, and ask them a bunch of questions about their lives in Tarsen Vale. We asked the fourth skull that we pulled out. We found 2 elven skulls, and we wanted to figure out if they had actually been elven or if they were Synthalen, that kind of thing. We found out that the heart was never in Tarsen Vale. We kind of already knew that. They were killed by Synthalen. They weren't actually Synthalen. And they left to trade in Valenbrook and came back. And after that point, they realized that the Synthalen had kind of taken over, and they were kind of cornered in a bar. I believe it was Eliana's bar, right? Was it not? It could have just been a bar. I'll just say it was a bar. They were singled out and killed. And then we kind of realized that it had been a hostile takeover situation, and that everyone who wasn't a Synthalen now had recently been let in, but none of the original residents of Tarsen Vale are still alive, that we know. So now we are climbing out of the sewer, and right as we were doing so, we heard in Draconic this growling and scratching and banging, and it was saying liar and traitor, which we had heard before, can't remember, but it struck a chord with us, and now we're debating whether we should climb out and go to the clinic or stay and see what's going on there. So yeah, that's where we left off. Oh, and we dropped Flo out of the city. We dimension doored him out. So, yeah.
Alright. Well, let's go back to not gray screen. Boom. It works with a snap. Isn't that beautiful? Every time it just goes just sorry. It's a little wind on this side. Anyway, with all that out of the way, the only other thing that I want to talk about tonight is tonight's sponsor, and a little plug for our Discord and our Patreon, but let's first talk about tonight's sponsor that I talk about every night. I know we have a slew of sponsors, and I unfortunately only pick the one because I love their shirts, I love their branding. There's other sponsors. I promise they rotate on our screen and they show up and you can see them. But the one that we're talking about tonight is going to be Into the AM. I wish I had some air horns or something really cool to play. I don't, so just be as excited as I am. Yeah. I would love to tell you guys that we actually, from the last couple episodes that everybody has bought, some merch from them, some shirts, whatever it may be, they don't really tell us, but they have told us that we did break a milestone, and that milestone was, I believe, roughly anywhere from $250 to $500 of merchandise that people have purchased through us using our code, which is amazing. That's awesome. All of you guys at home, you can't thank you enough. That's really cool that you guys did that. In return for that, they've given us 2 $25 gift cards that we can give out on our stream in 3 days. Or, I'm sorry, 3 weeks, not 3 days. In 3 weeks, when we return after the break, we are going to have one of those $25 gift cards, and one of our other awesome productions that aired throughout the week are going to have the other $25 gift card. If you guys haven't already, go to our Instagram and sign up there, follow, hit the little buttons, because if you follow us there, you should get some more information about when those $25 gift cards will be given out. I can at least tell you that ours is going to be during probably our stream when we return, as far as I know. But hear more on Instagram. So thank you guys. And go use our code. Go use Tails to save 10% off on Into the AM's website. They have fantastic merch. It's very, very beautiful. They also are running a 75% off mystery sale right now, and a really, really cool sale on some of their anniversary items. So please go take a second and check it out. Not because I was on the website earlier today. Cool. All right, moving past. I do want to take a second to plug our Patreon and our Discord because they are starting to do some really cool things. We'll talk about our Discord first. Our Discord is a great place to meet some really cool community people, from some of our awesome players on our shows to some great people that just support the community and love talking about D&D and all the fun TTRPG stuff that we do and we play, and we kind of just collaborate in all the chats. So if you want to join our Discord, it should be in the chat somewhere for you guys to join the Discord if you'd like. And then past that, our Patreon, which at this point, we are getting ready to do some really cool stuff. There's supposed to be a series coming soon that you guys can all check out that is exclusive to our Patreon listeners. So if you're excited for something that's a little bit different but still us, it has some really great people, some really great community members that we've already built great shows with before, and some new people that, you might not have heard too much on Tales before. So go check that out and see what that is all about. And then on top of that, we do have some really cool premium content on there and behind the scenes stuff. The premium content can actually affect how our shows run on here now. So if you take a minute and you're like, damn, I really wish that I can add like a little plot item to some of our shows, or maybe like a character, or you want to throw an item in there, our Patreon does that. So you can join. I believe there's a free level of just like being a listener, and then I believe there's a couple other tiers beyond that. So if you guys want to go take some awesome time to go check that out, everything that you guys do supports us. So help keep the lights on, help keep us happy. Well, not happy. We're still happy. We're having a great time. And get us some Into the AM shirts with that money. So hey, as many shirts as I can buy, that would be fantastic. Sorry, I really want to be their little logo boy at this point. But anyway, that all being said, I believe that's all the messages we have for tonight. So let's say the thing. Give me one more second because I did swap everything over. With all that being said, pick up those smut books. Save your swamps, and it's time for another episode. Total Party Chaos. Muffin Love and Transition. Bow! One. Bada bing. Alrighty. Let's pick up where we left off, and you guys can take it away from me right after. Put a little bit more serious music on. You guys were making your way up the ladder from the sewer. You guys were climbing back up to head towards the abandoned clinic. The last thing that you guys did here was, as Nat/Doll said, we heard a dragon kind of let out like a big loud roar as it spoke in Draconic, calling the group of you, or whoever's near it, a liar and a traitor. I believe right after that, the only other thing that you guys did was you took Ash, you teleported Flo outside of the walls to safety and kind of get away from the entirety of Tarsen Vale itself. The group of you were making your way up the ladder. You guys can choose to either complete it, go up, and get back into the city, or wherever you guys are going with it.
I do believe one of us was checking to make sure that the coast was clear.
Doing a
We
little
just
manhole.
double-check. Who else can speak Draconic?
Draconic.
I think it was special.
I think it was just Ash, so only Ash
So-
heard liar and traitor.
But I was not. So I was back with the group in the because I thought I was standing outside waiting for them.
I'm gonna say it was loud
I
enough.
I didn't climb back in the sewer. That is what I'm saying. So as long as you say I can hear it from out there, I guess it's fine.
For sanctity of everything that we did last episode, I
No.
will say that you could hear just like the verbiage.
Yeah.
I won't say you heard like any of the kind of like smashing and scraping against the walls.
All right. Cool. Y'all hear that?
Yeah, let's not stay down here.
All right. We should go to the clinic.
Did you tell us what you had heard it say?
No,
It was
I mean, you can
roaring.
ask.
Just like the roaring.
Yeah, it was
That
like the
doesn't-
same as I figured we would talk about it once we're like out from not standing outside the sewers.
Once we're inside the clinic.
Would I be able to easily navigate to the clinic from where we are?
I would say, let me take a look at the map real fast. Yes, I would say where you're coming out of the sewers right now, the clinic would be, I'd say just technically a little, like across the pathway, so to your east of where you're standing right now.
By how far?
I'd say it's not far, probably roughly
All field.
150 feet.
Oh, okay. Probably even see it, maybe.
You could.
Okay. The clinic is not far from here. It should be safe for us to use as something of a base. The only other people there are the Planar Vanguard, but I do not believe they have much love for the militia of the town themselves.
Well, let's find out.
Follow me. Cape billowing.
Follow the cape.
Follow the cape.
Are we gonna sneak at all?
Are we
Can we
gonna-
keep an eye out?
And we can do so stealthily, maybe.
I believe if we're gonna try and stealth this, I'm gonna have disadvantage.
I mean, it's whether you want to prioritize stealth or speed right now. It's 150 feet.
We can go 150. What's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
Yeah.
you can die again.
Sure, I did put Long Strider on you again.
Yeah,
so.
I do have long strides, so I can keep up now.
This is perfect. We got
I'm-
this.
I'm 2 days away from retirement. What's the worst that could happen?
I'm gonna what I'll do is as we walk up, I'm going to summon my mage hand, and I'm gonna keep it like far away enough from us that if we see anyone coming along, I'm gonna like knock some shit over and like cause a distraction.
I'm
Perfect.
just allowed to be keeping my eyes open.
And we're
I
gonna
think if
fucking
I-
boog. We're gonna boog.
Yeah, I think if I tried to stealth, it would look worse than if I just walked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe fair.
A moment.
Can Doll mark the sewer drain somehow, either like with a rock or something?
You can. I would say you could probably you have enough kind of just natural elements around that you'd be able to scrape the top off of it. I would say as well as that, when we get done with the episode today, you can mark that on your map and know where it is at all times.
It might be worth it for us to map out the sewer system when we have more time.
Yeah.
I already kind of have. I've done what I can remember on here, and Doll will show you the inside of her journal, what she has mapped out.
Impressive.
So if we need to come back, we can. Because honestly, that dragon is stressing me out. But we'll save that for another time. Maybe we can come back for it. Yeah.
It was yelling the same things that the elf was yelling.
It was yelling words. It was not just growling.
It was yelling words. Yes. Liar, traitor. The same thing that the elf said that the Synth Phelan said to him as he entered the tavern. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's the, prejudiced dragon because of the way that the Synth Phelan raised it.
The worst kind of dragon. A racist dragon.
Racist. But as a warden of nature, it is my duty to free all creatures, beasts, intellectual beings from their bonds. So,
In bonds of the world or just in general?
in general. So, wait, but you know what? I know we're doing stuff. I don't want to derail anyone, so it's just interesting. That's all.
Yeah,
I
we
mean.
want. I think it's interesting too. See if we can find a way to release it. If we can.
Can you speak Draconic, Ash?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Wonderful. Could you yell something back at it? Like, we'll come back for you! That kind of a thing.
Do you think you want that dragon to be preparing for us?
I don't know, because dragons aren't just like dragons. They're like people too, you know? They're not just like...
I wouldn't want a person to let us know. I don't think I want a person for us to let a person know that we're coming back if it's yelling liar and traitor at us.
Can you imagine just seeing people on the street just hearing dragons yelling at each other underground?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to draw attention to us right now to yell. I feel like if we were down there, maybe.
Yeah,
if we were closer to it. But we're
Sorry,
kind of at the
I didn't
place.
realize we were already out.
I just don't want a
It's
dragon
fine.
standing
I feel like
around the
are we
corner
not
with a
walking
baseball bat.
at this,
We're
as this
walking.
conversation's happening?
Yes, we're
I wanna
walking.
get beside the
I
fucking
I mean,
cliff.
a
Let's
dragon
move.
might be a good ally to have on our team if you think about it. So, I don't know, something
Yes.
to consider.
I would I would venture to say we've talked about 150 feet worth of dialogue.
I'd say.
Have I seen
Yeah.
anything in that 100 feet, Bailey?
Make a perception
Put
check.
that dice down,
I would love
Billy.
to.
He didn't have anything in his hand.
That is a 16.
16. Cool. I'd say looking around right now, you do see like citizens kind of walking by. Nobody is like really picking up on you guys specifically. Eliana, Rotmeyer, are you guys in disguise or no?
We put capes and cloaks on them for sure.
A secondary cape and cloak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or just swap the two so then there's like no.
If I wear your shoes and you wear my shoes.
It'll be a
Sorry you don't have moccasins, but I hope these heels will do.
Yeah. And if there's like if I can like use my mage hand to just like smooth out the dirt cobblestones that we're walking on, like no footprints, like we're just walking.
I mean, at some point, it's
Silly.
better for us to just walk than to draw attention with magic.
Like, no one can see my fucking magic. It's fine.
Respect that. Rotmeyer and Eliana specifically, so you guys are covered with extra like hood, like basically kind of hoods and like your physical form is still the
Mantles.
same though, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And mine is.
I need both of you to make me a stealth check as you're going. Ash, Dante, and Dahl. You don't have giant posters hanging up over the like dome that you guys are kind of walking through right now, so you're fine.
Okay. Well, I have disadvantage and I rolled a 4 on one dice. So I can roll again if you want to see if I get that nat 1. I was a nat
Do it.
20. And
Oh, with disadvantage.
with disadvantage.
I got 2 8s, so that's a 13. Oh, wait. An 11.
Cool.
I do want to say that, like I said, I am keeping an eye out for anyone that stares at us for too long so I can distract and deflect.
And if anything happens, we're going right back in the sewer.
Yes.
That's right, Billy.
Don't,
We'll
don't
go
try
back.
us.
Go back to that mausoleum, Billy.
You're gonna threaten me with
We'll
old
sit
set
in there.
pieces?
We'll sit in there for the rest of that dang campaign, Billy.
I'll drop stones
Build
so
new
fast.
lives of-
So many earthquakes will happen so quickly.
Just the rest of the campaign, we just build a killer HQ under the mausoleum, just like trapdoors, fucking like detect magics, like just fucking nothing's getting us.
This
I
really
love the sewer. It was great. If you want to go back, go for it. I had a blast down there.
How many rats do we have to kill before we level up?
I'd say you can easily. You can get there in like 14 weeks for sure. I'd say, okay, Ash, I need you to make me a perception check to check and see if anybody's noticed. Since you're on the lookout for it.
15.
Ash, there does seem to be like somebody kind of off in the distance that kind of is just peering your guys' way, and like you can like visibly see that they're like almost stopping like the flow of civilians, kind of like bumping and pushing through, like noticing that like your two friends are kind of like a little bit more hooded and making their way through, almost like they've seen something prior.
Yes. Am I able to walk towards them? And once I get within a close enough distance, can I just drop like 20 gold pieces on the ground?
Jesus, 20 gold.
Yeah.
That's a house.
Yeah.
That's not that much.
As
It's just
you
a pocket change.
I'm gonna try and pick it up after. Like I'm gonna be like I'm pretending this is like an accident. I'm not like, here you go. I'm like, oh no, and I'm just like doing like making a scene, so then if anyone in this group is also going to try and steal some money, it's gonna be like blah, 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 you know? I'm gonna cause a distraction with a group of people.
let's see.
And I can do deception if you like.
Yeah, if you roll me a deception check to kind of just like make it seem like you're not doing it on purpose.
27.
Give me your fucking peak moment of like how you're like pretending to like throw all these coins out in front of everybody.
Yeah, it's more of it's like I am walking and I do like one of those like full trips where you like run your like windmill arms for like 5 steps and I like fully fall down. And as I do, the coins scatter like within 5-10 feet of me. So like I'm on the floor and I've scattered the coins like everywhere.
You based on the
I fell. I literally fell. Like if you want me to take damage, I will. Like I committed to the bit.
I'll say as you just like completely fall, you're, "Oi, she dropped coins!" And the other one goes, "Oi!" And you just see like a group of people kind of like starting to storm over. Synthalians, like a half orc, a little kind of Synthalan guard with like really shiny moccasins.
Please remember, I am currently in full disguise.
What are you
as per
disguised as?
dropping off flow. I'm Maribel, so I'm short blonde bob, cute blue dress, just like a regular ass common folk person.
People are like jumping over Maribel, like splatted out, kind of like just like grabbing some of the coins.
Beautiful.
How
many coins can I get back?
Can I make a sleight of hand to see if I can snag those shiny moccasins?
You can try to slide hand.
Well,
You can-
that guy is distracted.
As one is distracting and the other is taking advantage, I'm gonna try to take advantage of Ash's distraction as well and ferry the other two towards the clinic and making sure they're not joining in.
It's
on
like
this.
a quick hand 18.
I see a gleam in Rotmeyer's eye. and-
Okay,
Yeah.
Doll, I need that. Even though there's a distraction going on, you're stealing shoes from somebody that has them presently on. I need disadvantage on that for sure.
Okay.
Ash,
All right.
go ahead. If you want to try to roll sleight of hand to like get as many back up as you can, I will let you know.
Dante, she fell. She needs
She-
assistance.
Oh my
Rot,
gosh, she
we
needs
will
cure wounds.
discuss common sense later. Move to the clinic.
When
I got 11.
when Eliana sees that there's obviously a distraction going on, she's like, "Oh, maybe I should have been like trying to not look like myself." And she's going to like take on a character and kind of like hunch her shoulders and her back and give herself a different posture as she walks.
I'm just gonna keep pushing both of them towards the clinic.
Okay. I will say, as the group of you go that way, Doll, what was your disadvantage roll?
She's gonna get arrested.
5.
She's gonna get arrested.
Okay. Ash, yours was 11, correct?
I got an 11. That was just to pick up coins. It's okay. I've marked off the 20, and whatever you tell me I get back, and if it's nothing, it's nothing.
I'd say with an 11, you get 8 gold pieces back.
Beautiful.
Yo.
That's more than I thought.
You quickly just kind of scatter them. Doll, you hear, like, as you go to grab the moccasins, you, like, the kid, like, or not kid, but, like, young Synthalan just falls on his back because you're trying to, like, grab the moccasin off him. He goes, "Oi! What are you doing?" And he kind of, like, starts swiping at you as he sits up, and he goes, "What do you think you're doing?"
I'm gonna sneeze and cast gaseous form. And disappear.
A ghost trying to nick me shoes.
I was just trying for something.
Failing Scottish.
As you, like, one of them goes, "Oi, do do you think maybe your shoes are haunted? The other one goes, no, I never thought they were haunted before this. What? And they kind
I
of start.
definitely just saw a ghost appear from your shoes and then disappear back into your shoes, and I'm gonna like stumble back. Like, haunted shoes. What?
The militia should never come round this part.
Wait, there's not like really cursed items around here, like anything like that. I got these shoes, the standard issue. There's no way.
I mean, you saw it for yourself, didn't you?
Roll
or did you not see anything?
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage that you're scaring this young man into.
Oh no, that's 2. Okay. 19.
Wicked webs we weave.
Clearly, this is the most dastardly
I'm gonna
thing.
have to take these. Maybe there's someone that can. And the other one goes, I don't know anybody in Tarsen Vale that could cure whatever that is. Well, get these darn things off me! And he throws them both to the ground. He goes, I want nothing to do with them if they're actually haunted, Margot.
Can I prestidigitation a card out of my pocket that says, like, witch curse remover? And I'm like, I'll take these shoes off your hands, don't you worry. And I'm just gonna throw him the card that's gonna disappear in a minute. I'm gonna grab the shoes and I'm gonna fucking book it, but I'm not going into the clinic. I'm gonna run around it.
Have I been saved? And it looks at the little card. What's the card say, out of curiosity?
Yeah, like, it's just like curse, like professional curse remover, like, and then it's just got like a dress, but as soon as he goes to look at it, it disappears. So it's just gone now.
Haunted business card.
They must be so good that they could just make things disappear, even if it's a cursed card. Wow. And he just like stands there for a second. He goes. The other one goes. They just saved your life, man. I know. I didn't even catch a name.
How are we almost killed by these guys?
Not these ones, the military ones. These guys are like, that's like a poor British kid.
It's a poor British Sid Phelan guard.
This is Oliver Twist.
Ash and Doll, where are you both at now, and where are you go?
I'll stay in the middle, so I'll keep watching where Dante is, like, shuffling the rest of them off, too, and I'll kind of stay in the middle and watch what Ash is doing kind of in between.
Yeah, Ash is gonna take the shoes and run past the building, noting where they, like, went in, like, which building it is, and then I might do, like, a lap of the block and then I'll just change my appearance if I can get down an alleyway, and then pop back out as someone else and put the shoes, like, in a pocket. And then make my way back to the clinic in like 10, 15. And I write a note and say like, just getting rid of the suspicious people. And I'm just gonna be like, be back in 5. And that's what I'll do. And I'm also looking for Doll, where that big gaseous form went. Just like, well, all right, well, that was fun.
I'll stay outside of the tent and kind of just wait for any kind of notice of her coming back, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you tell me it's safe to come back, I come back.
Because we can respond to you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know then. Yeah, when it's safe. That I'm at the tent, too, so you don't need to run
Is it a tent or a building?
It is a building. It is a building. I'm so sorry.
building.
Mhm.
Building.
What order are we going? So, Eliana, Rotmeyer, and Dante, you guys, are you going into the building?
I was planning on it.
Yeah, I hope they were already in there after that
I
whole
was hurting them into the building during the distraction.
Rodmar's fighting Dante there.
Like no one else.
The moccasins are haunted. I must help. Go, Dante.
Hell no, you don't.
Moccasins are haunted.
Oh my goodness. Give me just
That poor Sid Phelan.
as the group you walk in. Who walks in first?
I feel like I should probably go in first just in case they get accosted by someone.
Be willing to push Rotmeyer into the door first.
Rotmeyer, as you walk in, the first person that you see standing in front of you is Lieutenant Commander Grayson, as he kind of stands forward. The group of you, Dante and Eliana, depending on how fast you walk in after, see this really tall Goliath male who's wearing like large steel plate armor with like 2 white pauldrons on top of it. He has a long black beard that kind of goes down his chest, hangs like right down the middle. As he also has like a white tabard with what seems to be like a massive swirl on the front of it, kind of like a like almost looks like what a drawing of a portal would look like, and in the middle there's like a crack. He also is carrying what seems to be like a long, pretty much a really long greatsword on his side with a white hilt that kind of wraps around. And the other side he has like a shield that's kind of stowed on his side. And the only difference that you see this time around, Rotmeyer, is on him, he's carrying what seems to be like a vial on a chain. As he sees the group of you walk in, he goes, I don't remember saying you could invite guests in here, Rotmeyer. Who are these two?
Lieutenant Commander, they are... And I briefly turn, and you would see this like look of just despair as Rotmeyer's forced to lie. And they are associates. I believe they might know something about the Synth Valen you were looking for.
He's a little shocked by the conversation, but he also looks over to the group. He goes, before I ask anything, Rotmeyer, are you okay?
I'm fine.
He's had a long walk. That's all. Give him, like, pat him on the shoulder, just like clap.
How are you, Lieutenant Commander?
Better before all of this is happening. You two, I need an idea. What do you know about the Synth Valen before you take another step into this building?
Well, I know that you might be happening to look for something amiss in this town. I don't know how long you've been looking around for it, but there was a certain individual who, I don't know if if he fit Rotmeyer's description, but an interesting party that was a little bit aggressive in how they were acting towards us and him. He wasn't able to get many questions towards the perpetrator, and as such, well, out of the goodness of our hearts, we decided to be temporary associates of your fine assistant, employed. I ain't sure what the relationship is here.
I'm unsure what a lot of that meant, but I'm gonna take it under the idea that joined up with Rotmeyer to help him with. By the way, speaking of that, Rotmeyer, do you have anything on what I sent you out for?
I believe we have made some headway, but there are many factors at play, and if I were to make any accusations, I feel it could endanger people that need not be endangered.
He just takes his book. He's like holding in his hand, you see a small book, and he slams it shut and goes, damn it! What about, looks at you, Eliana. What about you? Do you have any information based on what Rotmeyer... I know you from somewhere?
Eliana still has her hood up, and all she's thinking is, has this man stepped outside? Does he know my face is flashing? And Eliana is going to which Synth Valen were you just talking about, JC?
Oh, I was fully bluffing. He
Just bluffing?
Oh, I was using large words. If anything, we could get him to... You could loosely connect it so that Rotmeyer doesn't have to 100% lie to you getting slapped because he was difficult. but I'm sure you don't want to care. I'm sure you don't want to throw that suspicion on your friend so much.
Eliana pictures in her head what maybe like a fake synth would look like, and using minor illusion without talking, she's going to kind of strum in the air and show a picture, like a 3D picture of this like fake synth.
Roll me. You're gonna have to roll me a deception check that she's buying this picture that you're putting up.
Yeah.
Just for my own like mini recap here. He sent me out to look for a synthphalan with an odd aura, right?
The aura was only going to be visible for a limited amount of time when he sent you out.
Right. And the synthphalan that the gear when he turned did he have that odd aura?
Not that you've seen in a short amount of time. My reminder that the only thing that you clocked during that scene was you did clock that in the works when you guys were going in, when Voltark entered. You did see like a large glow, but you don't know if that was the aura. You don't know if that was what you. I went back to like make sure on the episode. That is what you deemed at the time was what you thought it was.
I got a 13.
He looks at it and he goes, I've never seen any synthphalan around here looking like that. Where did you see them at?
Using minor illusion again, Eliana is going to show the synthphalan running towards like the front gates of this place of Tarsen Vale.
He looks at you. He goes, When, may I ask when you seen them? When you seen them leave?
She, using minor illusion again, is showing the sun setting.
Was that today?
She just shakes her head.
Lieutenant Commander, if I may, I did not ask before, why did you seek this synthphalan?
Rotmeyer, you've been here for a good amount of time. We've opened our home to you just as much as you've helped us on more than a few occasions. I would be comfortable telling you, but I don't know your friends enough to tell them what's going on.
I see. Perhaps, if we may speak in private at some point.
I'm more than willing to wait here while you do go. Be private.
Perhaps we can take this to another room.
More than fine. As you two are talking, Anori comes in and she goes, I was waiting outside. I didn't know if I was supposed to come in or not. You guys didn't say. Can I just... And see as Lieutenant Commander Grayson kind of looks over and goes, Rotmeyer, are there going to be more of your friends coming in here? Because I need kind of a secret area rather than a place where everybody's just coming in and out.
I believe there will be 2, at the most.
You can trust these people. They're not... I need your word.
Puts his hand over his chest and bows. I do not take my word very lightly, Lieutenant Commander, and I swear to you, these people can be trusted.
Fine. That's fine. Just stay, and he looks at Dante, Eliana, and he looks at Anori now in here. Stay here while we have a quick conversation.
Can do, sir.
make use of the beds, and if you need to freshen yourselves up. Gesturing to like a washroom.
There is an infirmary that is Lieutenant Commander Grayson points over to a room on the left of where he's facing you guys right now, and he points over and he goes, "That's an infirmary over there. You're free to use anything inside. There's really nobody helping or attending that room right now, so just please make sure to not wake up anybody else that's in there right now."
Keep ourselves as low impact as possible.
Take that word, apply it to Rotmeyer's. Rotmeyer, come on, let's go have a conversation.
After you.
And he pulls you. There's a room in between you guys and the infirmary. It's kind of like an empty room before it. He kind of walks you into that room. Dante, Eliana, and Honori's just following you guys kind of quiet right now. Ash, Dahl, are you guys still outside just kind of scoping the place?
Yeah, I will... Yeah, sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'll wait for Ash to come in, and I will stay in gaseous form. Just because I don't know how I will be received going in there.
Ash is waiting for Dole to let her know that it's safe to come back around. Yeah, cool, perfect. So as soon as they say that, people have walked down a certain way or, exited off the street or whatever, I just kind of trot back around the corner in a different face, a new face. What do I look like? Let's just decide.
I'm glad I didn't give him a description of you.
Yeah. Let's just say just a long hair brunette. I look like Haley. Ooh, who's that? Yeah, and I am just gonna walk in once I hear it's safe, and I hold the door open for the gaseous form.
Or any gaseous forms I need to get.
All right.
The group of you, just to give a description, I did give it in the episode 24, but I'll do it one more time just so everyone kind of knows. It is an older clinic. It kind of on the inside, everything is a little bit more dilapidated, ran down. It looks like it hasn't really been tended to in a while. All of the movements that you see inside, there's planks kind of set up. There's wood barriers inside. You do see what seems to be kind of a new tabard that's kind of hung over one of the railings that lead upstairs. And on that is a sigil. It looks like a big kind of portal swirl. In the middle there's a crack in it, coming from the top down, almost like a V, like a lightning bolt going through it kind of. Besides that, the inside on your left, looking straight forward, it looks like there's one room with some movement kind of going on into it. There's a set of stairs in front of you guys that go up. It doesn't really look like anything's up there. It looks barricaded at the top. And then on the right side, there's two sets of doors. One that you can see Rotmeyer and Grayson kind of walking into as you enter. And then another set is the infirmary that they pointed out. And for your guys' knowledge, just pointed out to Dante and Eliana. And then there seems to be, behind it, this broken tiled floorway that goes all the way to the back. There seems to be some barricaded doors back there, and then a kind of another doorway to a hallway on the right side past the other two doors. Feel free, don't be afraid to ask me later where all this is set up, and I'll go right through it. I have a whole map in front of me.
I intend on it.
Is Dole staying in gaseous form once they get inside?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm when you have a second, I have something for you.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna scope everything out and see if I recognize anyone in uniforms or anything, just to kind of avoid suspicion.
Do you...
As low-key as possible. We ain't trying to get kicked out the second we get in.
I do need to know, are you following the group, or are you going into an opposite direction? There is movement going on the left and open doors, and then there is a bit, you could go directly forward on either side of the stairways, and there's room to kind of go a little bit ahead.
I'm gonna just kind of whisper to Ash if I can, or message her telepathically or something. I'm gonna scope this out a little bit, and I'll be right back. So just like hold that thought, just like 1 second, if that's cool.
Be careful.
I will do my best.
I'm almost
I'm
out
just
of
gonna-
distractions for the day.
No more distractions. No need. I think we got this.
Cool. I'm just gonna hang at the door, literally. Or at the first wooden barrier in. I'm not stepping any further forward.
Just where we're at right now.
Uh, Doll, I'm gonna have you going a little bit ahead. Dante, Eliana, are you guys going into the infirmary that they pointed out, or are you staying at the front?
Do either of them look like they want to be going towards the infirmary? Because I know that she right now, you said that she's just being quiet. But does she, because I know that she hurt herself when she was originally running, but it's been a while. Her leg, or she twisted her ankle, I believe, when she jumped out of Eliana's apartment.
Honori got mended.
Okay.
But Eliana is looking that way because he said that the people in there were sleeping.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now it's the whole thing of sleeping people, or we just be in a hallway and watch ourselves. The entrance. Because no one else is in the entrance, it's just the 3, very soon to be 4 of us. Because Doll is gassing about. I mean, if you want to sit down somewhere, as long as we, for the moment, keep as low as a profile as Rotmaya's wanting us to, we should be fine.
Eliana nods and looks towards the infirmary again.
All right. We'll head over there.
While that's going on, Rotmeyer, Lieutenant Commander Grayson shuts the door, like separating everybody. As he pulls you into a room. The room right now, it seems to have like checkered floorways, as it's kind of like littered with some of the older like room dividers that are kind of pushed back a little bit. And he's just standing in there with you, and he goes, I need you to keep the utmost sincerity with me on what I'm going to tell you. I will tell you what we're doing, but only because I trust you, and you've already done us a great service by looking for what I asked earlier.
Of course. I need to know what it is we're dealing with, Lieutenant Commander. My investigation makes me believe that there is more going on than I suspect.
We've identified... Do you know what the planar vanguards do? Do you have any idea from being with us for a little while?
Enlighten me. I have seen your men harmed. That is as best as I can confirm.
We're a small militia put together with the goal to identify threats, whether that's planar or mostly planar, but some non-planar, that could be deemed as harmful Belisar. Our goal is to take care of them the way that we need to take care of them. Tarsen Vale.
Sorry, who's Belisar?
Belisar is the continent you were on.
Oh, it's a continent.
Yep.
Of course, I know that. My
Okay.
mind knows that. Stop to do that too. Shut up.
We're here because Tarsen Vale, we needed to scout it before we figured out if it was actually going to be a threat or not. Based on everything that we found out currently, well, we're taking the next step in our So, based on... Have you heard of what happened in Valenbrook? Probably about a year ago.
I have not.
In Valenbrook, we had scouts there. There was what seemed to be a merging of planes. The ethereal plane into what is now known as, mortal plane, our plane, material plane. However it happened, an anchor was severed. That anchor, most likely, is the reason and the cause that pushed the ethereal plane back from the material plane. Our work is identifying the anchor and removing it if the plane is deemed not worthy of being part of Belisar is the best way I'm going to put that.
And you suspect that this Synth is the anchor?
I do. Well, I don't only suspect. We have a way of identifying them. But it's kind of a trade secret from Birchester, where we're from. We don't have a lot of ability to do it often, so unfortunately our skills are kind of kept to doing it when we feel we have the most opportunity to be able to identify the anchor. So when we called on it, when we sent you out last time, we had a couple scouts in the field. Fortunately, we don't have that same opportunity currently.
And the only solution for dislodging this anchor is to kill them?
Yes and no. So, killing an anchor isn't the only way that you can deal with it. You have to actually kill the anchor in their plane, which is problematic. How do you kill something by also getting it back to where it needs to be? You know what I mean? It's a difficult process. We have theories. We have some ideas of how that's possible. But fortunately, it's difficult, to say the least.
The right thing to do often is difficult. If there is a way to dislodge this anchor without killing whoever it is attached to, I would prefer that be done. I understand that it may be more problematic to do so.
When the planes merged and the anchors were identified, we don't know if that was them being the anchor or them becoming the anchor, if that makes sense to you. We don't know if that's a state of being, if that's a condition, if that came from that happening. So I don't personally, Rotmeyer, I don't know if it's possible to separate them from being the anchor.
I see. I then would like to continue assisting you in these efforts for the time being, but I do need to know where you stand in regards to the city militia.
You mean the Synth Vale peacekeepers? Is that?
Yes. I'm sure you have seen in the sky images. Wanted images.
I've seen your face full and clear. Assumably one of the reasons that I didn't think that you came in with ulterior motives is you wouldn't be an enemy of the city if you were being a kind, friendly neighbor to every single target of ours city.
As I mentioned before, there are things happening in this city that are larger than I suspected. There's a good chance that your goals and the things happening in the city overlap somehow.
I don't know specifically what your friends' goals are. I will say, since we've already identified this plane as being something that needs to be rid of, I just want to make it very clear that if our goals don't align, I need you to understand that we will be separating the anchor no matter what, unless there is a justifiable reason. Our mission is to get rid of that anchor.
This is a vexing situation we find ourselves in, isn't it?
I never would like to stand on the other side of you, Rotmeyer. You've been a great companion. You've been great at keeping the clinic alive here, but unfortunately, those are orders directly from Burchester, and I have no choice.
I see. Then we will continue doing what we will be doing. And such a time comes that our paths cross and we are adversarial. I wish the best of luck to you.
He reaches out for a handshake, and he looks at you and goes, no matter what, you've been a great friend and a great ally to the Planar Vanguards. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but I respect you enough to say it's always an honor being by your side.
I'll reach out, give him a hearty handshake.
Goes right back to you as he shakes your hand. Did you, I know we answered it a little bit, but circling back, did you happen to identify anything while you were out on your route?
Identified something. I do not think it is necessarily what you are looking for. I ask about your relationship to the militia because I believe that they are part and party to something that could be gravely dangerous to the city.
I don't have a lot of information to go on, but I will say, personally, from the militia, the Synth Phelan peacekeepers I have met, if they are a part of something bigger, I don't know if they know they're a part of something bigger. I mean, I've seen a lot of them just kind of goof around and
Yes.
laissez-faire about a lot of different topics, to say the least.
They are tools, yes, but dangerous ones.
I agree.
Then, if you do not mind my associates and I using the clinic as something of a base of operations.
Our home is your home just as much, Rama. Just please do me the favor. Keep your friends kind of accounted for. I don't need everybody snooping around. We do have sensitive things that are Planar Vanguard eyes only.
I sincerely cannot guarantee that at all. I will try. I kind of throw my hands up. I've tried to stop them. They are very skilled at what they do. And I'll start making for the door.
That's not a great answer, Rotmeyer, and he starts making after you. Like,
It's not a great situation.
he just walks directly after you. You both head back towards the door. Ash, Dante, actually, Doll, where are you going at this very moment? Where are you gaseous forming through?
Yeah.
This place?
I'm keeping an eye out for anything interesting. Of course, anything that's like upfront suspicious, but also anything intriguing that might give us more information about like this place, the people who operate it, and kind of the purpose of this place. So I will. It sounds like I can go forward and to the right.
You can go forward, to the left, or you
Cool.
could go where you've seen pretty much the entire group and Lieutenant Commander Grayson. Like, everybody has gone to the right and it has filled up both rooms. There is
Okay.
room to the left of you, which you do see some movement in, and then straight ahead, I'd say you see a very dim light kind of at the end of the hallway,
Ooh.
turned around.
Okay, I'll note that they're heading right. I'll take a quick look-see in the room on the left.
You see room on the left. You see sitting at a kind of just to describe the entire room itself, it is like the same kind of linoleum checkered floor that's kind of broken. Like there's little like broken tiles all over the place as well. You do see kind of like little stacks of wood kind of scattered all about the room. The room is a little bit darker. The windows that would have been there are 2 of them on the front, and both of those are boarded up. In the front left corner, like from where you're entering the room at, there is a little station that has kind of what seems to be like a bigger sending stone that you guys are sending crystal that you guys have been using, kind of placed directly on top of it. You see sitting there is a younger tiefling woman with deep purple skin, kind of like an athletic build. An athletic build. I'd say you can only see like her from like the backside right now, sitting in this chair. Okay. She has long blonde hair that kind of goes over and a long tail that kind of flows over the side of the chair.
Okay.
You do see like faint crimson on her horns as they kind of like protrude from her temple. And I would say you see her wearing like plate armor as well, with that white tabard kind of thrown over the front and back of it.
Okay.
And you do see a long sword on her side. You see directly in the middle of the room is a human woman. She has like kind of like fairer skin, athletic, like muscular build. She's pretty tall. You see like she has kind of like short auburn hair that's pretty like neat and like kind of kept. You do see another set of like pretty custom fit, like thicker plate armor. I'd say on her side, you see like a long sword that kind of goes all the way to the bottom. You do see that same tabard kind of thrown over the front. And she seems to be kind of just like writing on what seems to be like a whiteboard. And she's just kind of using like ink that she's kind of like scribbling off with one of her like gloved hands.
Can I see what she's writing on the whiteboard?
Yeah. You see... A moment. You see... on the whiteboard, you see, I'd say, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. You would see the names, Voltark, then under it is Aurea, under it is Joltarian, and then under that is Doctor, and this is question mark.
Voltark, Aurea. Who was next? Joltarian?
Joltarian, and then it just says Doctor.
Underneath Doctor is a picture of Flo.
Gotta get him back.
Of arrows with Mastermind pointed at
Do
him.
not let him out. Public enemy number 1.
Hashtag BBEG. Okay. Interesting. Do I recognize either of them?
I would say you don't recognize... Yeah, you wouldn't recognize either of them.
Oh, okay, so I'll commit that to memory, and then I'll make my way down the main hallway with, like, the dim light.
As you make your way down, kind of, like, get to the end of the hallway, and you see, like, as you kind of turn to your right a little bit, there is, like, an open doorway, kind of cracked, and you do see what seems to be, like, a faint light coming from that, and you see, like, that's what's been lighting up on the wall on the back.
Okay. And there's nothing else down there?
Nope, just a cracked door. And I'd say, looking that way, straight ahead of you, there is, like, a longer hallway, but it seems to be wooden barricaded at the end.
Huh. Okay. I'm gonna slip through that cracked door, then.
Okay. 1 second.
Guys, I should have just been a rogue. I don't know why I chose
Act like it sometimes. It's all good.
Think about how crazy this would be if you were a rogue. How much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be missed if you were a rogue, but...
Yeah. Be on multi-class.
You just can't help but steal from people.
I know, dude.
Maybe this awakens the rogue inside you, and the next level
Yeah.
you turn into rogue.
You're like, this is fun.
Seriously. Yeah.
Steal from people.
Inside,
Seriously.
Doll, you see what seems to be in the corner is a chest that's propped open.
Ooh.
Inside, there seems to be a lot of different tools, like kind of just laid about inside. The inside is kind of like red velvet lined, and at the front of, like at the top of the box, you do see that same sigil, the portal with like a crack through it. In the middle of the room, you see that sigil large on the middle of the floor with like different candles kind of surrounding each side of it. You see a circular like portal with a giant crack right through the middle, and laying in the middle of that sigil is a half-orc with greenish-gray skin, kind of just like laid out about. He's pretty tall. He is also wearing like heavier armor with that same tabard kind of stretched through. He does have like wild black hair that's kind of like spread, like kind of, I'd say, all over the floor that you're looking at right now, as he kind of is just like laying on his back. He does also have like a kind of an unkempt, like messy beard. Part of it's braided, I will say, and then on top of that, he does have like a necklace of kind of like different, maybe symbolic bones, just all the way through. He is laying on his back, but you don't know his status right now.
Do I recognize him?
You do not recognize him.
Okay. Interesting. And then in that chest, you said it was full of tools. What kind of tool?
You see, like, there's different kind of like stencils in there. There seems to be a lot of different tools. Some of it it looks like a lot of it's built for kind of arcanic purposes, to maybe like draw what's on the middle of the floor, to like stand and light some of the candles. And you see like a lot of empty vials in there as well.
Can I go up to any of the vials and see if I recognize if they're filled with liquid, any of the liquids?
Looking inside of it, they're all like empty to the bone, but they look like they have like a little residue on the inside. You could always try to identify what the residue is.
Could I try to identify, and even just by looking, because I can't pick up anything in this form.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check to kind of piece together what you think it might be.
14.
Just from the little like coagulation at like in the little pits of part of it, it could possibly be like blood, but you don't know if that blood is humanoid. You don't know what kind of blood that might be. Could be from an animal. Could be from anything.
Okay. And does the orc look altered at all? Like, in the way that we saw?
He's not altered. He does seem to like kind of like be heavy breathing, laying on the floor right now. Like you see his chest kind of going like in and out.
Okay, can I do like a quick visual medicine check on him?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Oh no. 9.
9. You look down at him. He looks like he's like staring up. You see his eyes are like darting around all over the place while he's laying on his back. Just like he's like looking at like 1,000 different things very quickly. But he's not like, he looks fine. Like he looks, everything, his breathing is fine. A little like heavy paced, but fine. But he looks like whatever is in front of him right now, he is not visibly seeing. Like if you are like hovering above him, he is not regarding you at all.
Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. Okay. With that, I'll sneak back out the door and head towards what would now probably be on my left, where the rest of them went. So, yeah. I'll make my way over there.
Alright, the group of you, you were heading into the infirmary, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The group of you make your way into the infirmary. on the inside of it. Just to give you a bit of an idea, you do see beds kind of scattered all amongst the infirmary, and some of those dividers kind of like in between some of these, kind of separating each bed from the main area. It is like a long rectangular room that has an ending at the back. Same kind of checkered floor pattern that you've seen in some of the other rooms, or you've seen from the doorway. You see, laying on one of the beds is, and not to overkill you guys with NPCs this session, but laying on the bed is what seems to be a half-elf male, kind of just like laying, holding what seems to be like a bandaged area. He's got long, dark brown hair. You can't really see his eyes because they're shut. He seems to kind of be groaning a little bit. And he does happen to have like kind of like more lightweight version of the armor that you've been seeing on the rest of these people. But same tabard that's kind of like tucked in. It's a little bit more of like a shirt rather than like a long tabard going all the way down. You do see he does have like a little stubble across his face as well, and a couple scars on his face. You also see a little raven on his arm, but he's just kind of holding his wound, kind of like not keeled over, but he's like laying in the bed on his side. The rest of the beds are empty.
He said that we're welcome to help ourselves to the supplies in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Eliana is going to kind of guide Anori to a bed to lay down, and then motion to Dante to sit on a bed while she goes and she grabs a medical kit.
Shakes his head, but will abide.
Eliana comes over to where Dante's at and pretends like she's inspecting an injury on your face and is pulling out some of the medical stuff. And she whispers, "Do you think it's safe here?"
I mean, no. I don't think it's gonna be safe anywhere in the city, but you got a hell better chance here than anywhere else right now. He's
I'm just...
optimistic is a nice way of putting it, but optimism can get people somewhere. Sometimes.
You can't lie. That's
No,
for sure.
He looked like he was about to shit himself, and I don't even think he knows how to do that.
Dante, are we putting everyone in this building in danger? Be honest with me.
Yeah. But everyone in Rotmeyer's group probably wants to be in danger. They're throwing themselves at whatever stupid shit they think is the right thing, whatever Rotmeyer was looking for before he came across us and became one of the unlucky few. It was going to end badly for these people anyway.
Nobody wants to be in danger, Dante. Everybody just wants to be a hero.
Well, the safest we can be at the moment is by being in this dangerous building, because their danger is less than our danger. And that is nothing but the truth.
They'll recognize my voice before they recognize anything else. If anyone comes by, I don't want them to have to lie.
Ain't you a performer? Don't you know how to change your voice?
I do, but I don't know, Dante.
I'll speak for you then.
Do you think Rotmeyer's in there selling us out?
No. I think
You're
what he
sure?
did, if he was going to sell us out, he'd be doing by accident. Now, do I have faith in him? No. But I do think he's trying to do the right thing. I think he's going to be doing that long before any of the rest of us will end up doing the right thing. And the two of you so far have been a lot luckier than other people Ash and I have seen traveling across Belisar. So maybe he has a pair in his hand, and either way, us walking in here, all bets are off.
Well, if you think that whatever will happen here will be okay, she kind of looks over at Anori. Do you think that she'll be okay?
I mean, I think you're strangely okay with knowing that if they're trying to kill anyone in this building, they'll be trying to kill you and Rot before anyone else.
Rotmeyer can take care of himself. He's big and strong.
And what about you? Can you take care of yourself?
I can negotiate,
These people
but I
are
don't
gonna
think
want to
people will negotiate with prisoners, yeah. I will learn how to.
Good. Otherwise, Ash should have teleported you outside of the city as well.
From what you all have said, I think that maybe the city, strangely, might be safer for me. At least you all are here.
No, I ain't ever gonna hear that again from you.
A rare compliment, Dante. Appreciate it while it lasts.
Well, I learned not to appreciate anything from anyone so quickly. Now, you make sure that you didn't fuck yourself up first, and then you can check on Nori. As long as we don't wake up these people.
I could soothe his pain, you know. Do you think it's a stupid idea?
I mean, it's a coin flip like everything in this clinic is.
Do you trust me, Dante?
I can trust you about how much you trust me. So, if we're all one big happy party, absolutely.
Eliana remembers what Doll said, and she kind of moves back from where she was whispering and looks at Dante in the eyes. Maybe. And she turns around and goes to walk towards the man who's in pain. Or the person who's in pain.
He is still keeled over. You can, however you want to go for it, you can either... Yeah, floor is yours. He's still keeled over in the same spot that you guys passed him.
Can I do a medical check first to see if I can figure out exactly what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Yay! Kirby Bubblegum dice did me so well. +5 is a 19.
19. Give me 1 second. Just need to verify one thing. Okay. Looking at the wound that he has, he's holding it like still like unconscious, but he's still holding what it kind of like the area. As he does kind of like readjust a little bit, and you're like kind of like looking a little bit closer every time he readjusts, you see like the blood pattern on the bandage, without getting like too descriptive, looks kind of looks like a slash, like a four-fingered like slash across his chest.
Eliana leans down. Can I fix that for you?
He is unresponsive, but he is kind of just like he seems to be like very pained, but he's also has his eyes closed, like he's sleeping or like just unresponsive to you. He doesn't really give you a yes or a no.
Eliana is going to cast a healing word on him, just a first level. For these dice roll so
Give me
slow.
1 second.
Oh,
You
Like,
No,
what are you talking about?
Let's start back in. We're good.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
at 7 points of healing. Just to kind of soothe the wound at first, and then she'll go in and try to start stitching it. And when she starts to do that, she says, "You know, I stitch all my own costumes, so I have a very steady hand, but if it starts to hurt, please let me know."
I'd say when you cast Healing Word and then start stitching him, he kind of goes. Who are you?
The moon.
What?
Just let me fix you.
That's fine. Is he still here?
Who?
When he slashed me, is he still here? Is he still in the building? Where are we?
I don't... We're at the clinic. Were you at the clinic when you were hurt?
Oh god, we're at the clinic. No, we're safe. We're safe. Oh goodness. No. I was, no, I wasn't at the clinic. Who are you?
The moon.
Okay, that answers none of my questions. Why are you healing me? Are you with...
You were in pain, so I healed you.
Thank you, but
Let me finish. Stop moving.
he just kind of lets you finish, and he goes, "Thank you for your kindness. I didn't mean to come off like I wasn't accepting it, and I'm very gracious of skill and time you're putting into that." Thank
No,
you.
you're scared. I understand. Who hurt you?
Not really scared as I am, just overall frightened. Two distinct things for me. I don't know very much. He was, the last thing I remember was I was running with... I can't even remember. Running with... And I turned around and this person covered in... It was... I don't even remember. But all I remember is they had fur, like, just kind of fur all over. But I didn't really have a chance to take a second to identify who they were. But whatever they did, they took me down and they took whatever I had. I don't even know how I was found, to be honest.
Eliana moves, after she finishes the stitches, moves her hand to like put a little bit of pressure on his chest, and she says, "Where did you get your tattoo?"
My raven. Back in Burchester, where I'm from.
What did you do on the day? Was it a celebration?
Oh, no, I just actually very much like ravens. I think they're beautiful. So
They are beautiful.
yeah. I know there should be some meaning behind it, but it's just a beautiful bird.
It is. Eliana, hearing that his voice has calmed down a bit, removes the pressure from his chest.
Okay.
You're okay.
Thank you. You didn't have to do any of that, but appreciate the help.
Yes, I did. But I appreciate your graciousness. Just so you know, if anybody asks, you've never seen me before. And she turns around and she goes back to sit next to Dante.
He just goes and goes, I would never forget such a face, but that's fine. I appreciate the help. Lays back down, kind of just holding his...
I think it was a good choice, Dante.
Alright, well, we'll find out. I'm rooting for you, though. For what it's worth.
I'm rooting for you too, Dante.
I think about now, Rotmeyer would probably return to wherever the party is. How is everything going on in here? You settling in all right?
Hatchet everything up, making sure nothing's too banged up, but we ain't meaning to intrude. Hope
Not
you
at
all
all.
got everything else smoothed out.
I believe so. The lieutenant commander is willing to house us for a time. They are aware of our circumstances, and I look at Eliana. We will be under their care, so to speak.
Eliana lets out a big sigh and puts her hood down.
I will make sure the door is closed.
There is now a very conscious man in the...
Oh, there is a
with
very
us now.
conscious man. Where is Ash and Dol? We might need to debrief all together.
I'm standing right here.
Oh my goodness!
He was just in the corner.
You are very quiet when you want to be.
I was, yeah. I just was waiting at the door. I haven't stepped into the room. I don't really like stepping into rooms. I'm just gonna keep my back to like the door jam.
That is a difficult superstition to have.
It really is not great. It's like one of those like not wanting anything behind you except for a wall. So I'm kind of standing against it.
And where is Dol?
She ain't come in yet.
Next to me, maybe.
I'll come floating back in as time permits in this sequence.
Weird smell. Let me open a window.
No, Rotmeyer, don't open any windows. That's the opposite of what we need right now.
Is that a chalupa? And then I like go floating.
All is killed by a stiff breeze.
Scattered to the four winds.
Yeah, if you waft a gaseous form, do you just lose parts of yourself to the ether? Like
Seriously, just disappear. I'll come back in and I'll go behind whatever, like, cot or wherever Dante and Eliana are stationed, and I'll crouch down and I'll, like, dispel my form. So I'll be in physical form. I'll be like, I'm hiding.
Well then, cognizant of the other person in the room, I will go, the lieutenant commander understands what it is generally that we are here for, and he has informed me of what the Plane of Vanguard is here for. At the moment, our goals do not seem to interfere. But should they in the future, we may find them on the opposite side of a battlefield.
I live with that.
Well, that's very dramatic, but all right.
Are you allowed to tell us any more detail why we would find ourselves on the opposite side of a battlefield from that?
Perhaps in mixed company, I should not say as such.
Got it.
Wink.
Wink with both eyes. Because why did they use blue lights in here? My God. Oh.
I don't have eyelids, so my eyes just get more red and then
crackled a little bit. Yeah. Rotmeyer, I don't know if this would be like cool with you, but I am wondering if you guys have like any extra medical supplies, if I could like restock on like what I lost just to make sure I have like what I need for medicine kits and stuff.
As long as you do not intend to clear them of their supplies,
No.
I suppose it would not be a bad idea for you to restock.
Okay, I'll just take like a little bit, maybe for like 2 to 3 extra sets, if that's okay. Depending on supply amount, Billy. If I notice that that's too much, I'll just take like 1 little bits of gauze and stuff like that.
They seem to kind of open the doors to you all. I don't think they're stopping you from taking what you need. So if you need to take some extra, there seems to be kind of enough for like, I'd say 4-5 people. Like ask like bandages and like rations. It's not crazy. Like
I'll just take like 1 then.
Little tin of tiger balm. Neosporin.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Eliana turns to Rotmeyer. Do you recognize him?
Do I?
Looking at
Any more than I would recognize any of the other planar vanguard that come through here?
I'd say you recognize him. You recognize him as. Let me pull my notes. Yeah, you recognize him as Riven. He just seemed to be a scout for the Planar Vanguard. Riven, for anybody writing notes.
Yes, I have met Riven before. He looks injured.
I got it. I'll go over and cast Cure Wounds. First level.
Okay. Well, thank you, doll.
Yes, I mean, if it's, just paying my dues.
And now might be a good time for us to discuss next moves.
I mean, if we're discussing next moves, are you just planning on... Do we need a space for you to key us in on aligned goals, or are we just going to start making plans and then you let us know whether we've crossed their line or not?
Can we move to another room? Do not get me wrong, I enjoy Riven's presence, but these are sensitive details.
We can go. I mean, if there's no room here, I have a room.
Mm-hmm.
No, I keep forgetting that you have that.
Let's go there.
Yeah,
Riven, I'm your worst nightmare. Also here, feel better.
Thank you. You're looking. You're not a nightmare. And he just holds.
Oh,
Oh, everyone's so accepting of this big stitched together flesh monster.
Gonna
like
suck
world
if we have
standard.
to
I
find
love
him.
Riven!
Interesting. He's a nice guy.
I don't think we're gonna have to fight these guys. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
They're on our side.
in
They
the
should hire
episode
us
later,
so we don't have to
Riven
fight them.
stabs Doll. He's just like, I don't think you're a monster.
I do have to kill you though.
What was? Yeah, nah, it's alright. Yes. So yeah, we'll put the ring somewhere safe. And then-
we can stash it. Just like basically under a bed or something. I can tuck
I
it
lift
up.
up a mattress. I put it on one of the slats. I close the mattress. I put a note on top of the bed that's like "BRB fishing," and then and then we all hop into the necklace.
B.O.B.
Is
We can
Nori
take
coming in
Nori
too?
with us, yeah.
And alright, yeah, absolutely,
Nori.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to leave anyone out, unless of course you don't want to. It's up to you, consent and everything.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you all been the nicest people around to me right now, so I am more than fine with coming with you.
Yeah, I mean, she's part of the conspiracy and everything, so like,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, and you get to see the board I did, and I'll show you, give you some pointers.
Wow. I say a nice thing, and you all, okay, great.
Hobbyist
I
conspiracy
didn't say a
theory.
mean thing. I mean, come on.
Build the board took a lot of time. Go.
Yeah.
She's
I can
young.
tell.
Her fine motor skills haven't developed yet. It's
I'm
fine.
not that young.
I think we keep thinking that she's a child, and I don't think that she is.
She's just like a
Yeah.
young, like she's just young. That's it. And she's not like she's probably like 18 to everybody.
That's a child.
Yeah.
That's a baby.
Baby.
It hasn't fully developed
She
yet.
looks 18. I'm not saying she could be 18. She just looks around the age
She's got a
of
baby
18.
face.
45. Okay.
He's got a baby face.
It's a Jenny XJ9 kind of situation.
There you go. Get it?
I will bring her in, because that's how many of us? 7?
5, 6, 6.
6.
1,
Who's
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I counted Billy too.
Billy, you have to log out. You can't be here for this.
Me and Nora.
Yeah.
Not here.
Nori could be here, Billy can't be.
Oh.
Yeah. 5 of us. 6.
All right.
6. In.
Just the 6 of us.
You all whoosh, inside.
When we've kind of gotten our bearings, probably more so me and maybe Nori rather than the others. Are you all familiar with the concept of an anchor?
We talking naval?
I do not know. I do not think so. I think more planar.
Can I do a history check?
You can't. Anybody that's been in Valenbrook?
Yeah.
Anybody that might have.
Also
I
like
mean,
to do.
That's
if
the
you give
three
me a
of
good
us.
reason that you might have heard some of the stories of Belisar, you can go ahead and roll for it.
It'd be so funny if I
I got a
told
natural
you.
20.
God damn it.
24.
Let's
Ooh.
go.
Okay.
Ash has
17.
written a book about it.
I got an 11.
An
A
11.
smutty book on an anchor.
Well, no,
The anchor kisses the blade.
every book has a story. The smut isn't the story. There is a story.
Yeah, what do you think we are?
An
here?
anchor is in love with a
Humans?
plane.
Based on
When I'm
all
on
the
the
ending-
anchor.
Hey now, hey, maybe Ash wrote the recount of Flair and Marlin's
I was just
fucking
about to
life.
say the same fucking thing. I was like, there was a lot to pick from at the end. I mean, you could have wrote about any of that.
Exactly. Their love story, as per Ash's description.
Oh boy.
Uh,
It's like the story and then added on an addendum per Ash's description, and it gets a lot more nefarious.
I would say, Dante, you like remember bits and pieces of hearing about it with an 11, but you're not exactly like you don't have everything in mind. Kind of thinking of the history of Valenbrook, you do like remember that term being thrown around often back when you guys first came. I would say, Doll, you probably, from your point of view, I would say,
If I may.
Yeah.
I would say I know, but I don't remember how I know.
that's actually a really good point. I would say you are very cognizant of what a planar anchor is. You like, for some reason, yeah, you are like. Actually, you know what? While we're doing this, can you also roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
That's fun.
That's disassembly.
Yes, let's make this crunchy. Okay, yeah, 1 second.
I have some very spicy information for you.
Adult's
It's
like,
gonna
oh, I
make you
remember
sick.
it throws.
A lot of capsaicin.
It's a dirty, nasty, smutty, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, double dirty.
Double dirt.
You, Doll, you're like getting a headache trying to like remember that. Like you remember it vividly, but like there's like more coming out of it. It's just not fully to you yet, but you're kind of like remembering the conversation, but almost like you can't place whose words they were or anything about where
Where I
you
would-
kind of heard that.
Yeah.
But you do know specifically that a planar anchor is something that ties one plane to the other. And that could be a vessel, a person, it could be a lot of things. It also doesn't have to be living. I'll make that very clear. Ash, I will say you did write your book. You also
I interviewed Flair.
You know what? Let's tie it in. I would say that you took the time. I would say that you took the time after to really dig into the Phantom Kingdom invasion. You wanted to know, for one, what interrupted a lot of your trade routes, because there were a lot of routes that got thrown off, and this was a very big piece of the puzzle for kind of why Valenbrook was sealed. Two, because there was a romantic love story in it somewhere. You talked to Flair. She gave you her recap of everything that went on. And she was one of the heroes. One person that she talked about, besides her partner at the time, who was also Jesus Christ, I'm getting all my... Marlon! She did very much go into detail about how when they were in the midst of the battle and everything was like going on down in the ramparts of Valenbrook, as buildings were kind of getting hit by all of the specters and spectral forces that were kind of coming out and coming through, one vivid detail that was recalled was one of the former members of the Khaos crew ended up going into the portal to sever the anchor themselves, and after the battle, they determined that the anchor was the big beast that was attacking the town, which you guys now deem as the Etherian. And once that was taken back into the portal, Flair didn't know if it was actually killed in there or not, because the battle ended as that portal shut, and Hilder was on the other side during that time.
Right now, all there is to end my book is a picture of Hilda, like, holding a sword, like, looking all ghostly, just up in the air as, like, a dragon, like, flies over the top, and that's how the book ends, so...
Badass.
But I share that with the group. And then what I did was I actually read a whole excerpt, and then I immediately followed into, like, a nasty scene, and I'm just, like, close the book afterwards, and I'm like, and that's the history of what happened!
Well, okay. Wow.
Free biology lesson too. I loved the spin on that.
I feel like I should have stopped you like 6 paragraphs ago.
Yes.
You can't stop
yes.
her. Self-sustaining.
Well,
It's all relevant history.
okay.
Is it on the market? This pet market?
No, this one hasn't.
Is there a window in this apartment, or
No.
or like a fan, something that could create a draft? Okay, fine. I stand next to you.
They're like, so I pull out one of those like huge like feather fans, and I'm like, here, you can fan yourself with this.
Yeah, thank you.
Does it say like "Dirty Girl" written across it? You take it to raves. Like,
Eliana,
it says juicy.
Yeah.
Eliana is looking for your bar cart to just like take a shot to get past this.
Yeah.
The bar cart just slides over to you as soon as you think about it.
Anyway, when the other day, Lieutenant Commander Grayson tasked me with finding a synth-phalin that had an odd aura about them. Based on my talk with him just a moment ago, it appears that he believes that this synth-phalin is an anchor of sorts that is keeping our plane locked to another. In that by killing this synth-phalin, it will dislodge the planes. I do not know what that will mean for the city of Tarsen Vale and its inhabitants.
I see. So we just need to find someone and then beat the brakes off them.
I do not know if it will be that simple.
Sounds pretty simple to me.
Well, I do not know if these things are related, but when we first met, I noticed something peculiar about, I believe it was Voltark? Yeah, I believe I saw something peculiar about Voltark's aura. I do not know if that is related, but getting to him to beat the brakes off of him might be harder than you think.
So you have to kill him?
I do not know.
Voltarg, in my mind, would have been the difficulty of getting to the person to beat the brakes off of them. So we're just cutting off a step of it, in my mind, if he's the person we need to get to.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but what does that mean for my people?
Don't know.
That is what I worry about. If they...
Good question.
We remember what happened in Tarsen Vale after the portals were closed. Like, was there a big, like, did a bunch of people die? Did they get sucked into the portal? Or was it just, like, everything closed? But the dragon, obviously, I'm not talking about the dragon's, like, damage and stuff like that. I just can't remember how much aftermath damage was there.
There was, from your, like, perspective, all the specters were pulled back in, like very quickly after a short amount of time. And the portal kind of, like, it was in the air. You guys, the fight that took place was very much, like, very high in the air when it was going on. There was, like, a mass, like, explosion and kind of, like, implosion, but you guys didn't feel it because it was so high, depending on kind of where it was at.
I mean, there's no large gate that we know about, though. So what will probably happen is, I mean, think about it like two places that have been pushed together and then pulling them back apart. People being on one side, staying on one side, and people that got pushed together in the first place being pulled back.
We can't do that to them.
I also believe I can't remember if you said this or if this actually was part of the information that I learned, but did I know that killing the dragon outside wouldn't have done anything and that's why it got sent back to the other plane, because killing it there is the only way to do it? Like, because
I would say, based on what Flair said, that was Flair's ideal of, like, what happened.
Yeah, cool. So I do share that with you guys, even if I'm not 100% sure if it's true. That's just, I do say, like, killing it here might not do anything at all. It's got to go home. You gotta go home.
And this is why we may find ourselves at the opposite side of a battlefield with the plane of Vanguard.
Yeah, I see.
I mean,
But can't... Go ahead.
No, I insist.
Can't you tell them that it's not safe for them to go home? That they don't have a home to go to?
They might not care.
Do we know that? Do we know that there's no home for them on the other side?
Are we sure that it's the plane of Vanguard that is the ones trying to go back and not them trying to send them back to whence they came?
I think
as far as we know, Tarsen Vale had very few people in it. And with it being as full as it is now, more people are here that ain't supposed to be than are.
No, the Synthailing can't go back. Their home, it's not safe, and it's barely there. You can't send them back there. That's why they think what they're doing is okay, because they think there's people trying to hurt them. We can't prove them right.
Billy, really quickly, they were running from, like, a dictator, right?
To give background of, I think, 2 or 3 episodes ago, they were in the midst of a siege. Their city, like, from their plane, as Honori explained it, was being sieged. In the midst of the fight, everything happened, and that's when they appeared into Tarsen Vale. But she didn't know any other part of it. She just knew that she was pulled in very quickly, like, while a battle was going on. She did recount that they were breaking through the gates, like, during the siege was on them, like, it wasn't against a different city.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And to escape one siege, they cleared out this city.
Yeah.
things might not be so great in Synth Fae land.
I mean, things aren't probably great here. It don't excuse you to wipe out a city just because you're having atrocities done against you.
You don't know that that's what's happened, Dante.
We kind of have a bit of proof to say that that's what happened.
You helped us.
They just got pulled through. They didn't say. Voltark didn't even say that they did this on purpose.
Well,
I don't think that they meant to remove everybody who was here, and I don't think it's fair to just send them back to nothingness.
We will die if we get sent back. I'm going to be very clear. The place that we came from was already a place.
And all the people that swapped places with you when you came here, those people deserve the life that happened?
We didn't ask to come here either.
Sure, they didn't ask.
Did you
to
ask
die.
to clear out the rest of the city, that kill people and bury them in other people's graves, dig them up and throw them down the sewers?
Are you gonna?
That was
are you just going to justify the
choices,
actions
right?
of one, the actions of many? I had nothing to do with that, and I'm sure the city, majority of the city, had nothing to do with it.
Ash, if we're playing eye for eye, you'd already be blind. I don't think it's fair.
I think that that's a bit out of place, but okay. I've done nothing but help you so far, but all good. I'm gonna sit back and you can decide which race of people get destroyed off of this town. And I just take a step back.
I don't think anybody has to be destroyed.
You figure that one out then.
I will.
Wouldn't it just be a matter of just killing him here then? And then, you know, I don't know, depending on how the Synthphalan align themselves, we can work together to find a diplomatic solution. I mean, I think if anything, they want to stay here. And then the bigger problem is figuring out how to get rid of these vines and get the artifact back. Right? I mean, if we can all rally around that goal, we could figure this out. But that's the question, right? I get
But
it.
isn't this then going to be another town that we leave behind because our goal is bigger than the one that they're dealing with?
It seems like
mean-
it's all coming together.
They ain't got the artifact here.
You're right. Oh, that we know of. No, you're right. They don't.
They
We're
don't.
only
They're
still here to
looking
kill
for it.
Joltarian. I would have thought
Yeah.
Joltarian would have been the anchor. That's odd. That Voltark is.
I mean, important people generally ain't the people moving or holding something in place. They're the people that understand that things need to be moved or held in place.
Yeah.
And I do not know for certain if it is Voltark or not. It's just something that may be connected.
If we could find a way to get the Synthphalan out from this plane, not back to where they were before, but somewhere else, somewhere safe. If we can get them there, and then you destroy the anchor, then at least, and not that any life gone is good, but at least then it's only Voltark, right? Then they don't all get sent back. They'll be somewhere else, away from the pole. So,
Wonderful idea, but how do you suppose we send every single person somewhere else? Especially because I don't know how much they love you, but I don't think they'd believe the rest of us about, oh, hop to a different plane, we promise it ain't the one you're so scared of.
well, I'm not saying that this is my smartest idea, and I understand that we might not all be on the same page right now. But if they did open the portal on purpose once, I think they could open a portal on purpose again.
Also, is it up to us to save an entire nation? We set out for doing a very different thing.
I mean, Mr. Birdbrain wanted us here, so maybe
May I be
there's some
let,
ulterior motive.
may I be let out of here, please?
Nori, where are you going to go?
Need time.
I send her out.
She leaves.
Do we think that was smart?
No,
I
but
don't keep people captive.
she's
I do
allowed
not
to be
think-
as stupid as she wants.
She will not talk if that is what you are worried about.
No, she's
She's
just gonna
not
get
the
herself
type.
killed. That's it.
Let me out.
Nah.
You're out.
Honori,
She's grabbing her stuff and, like, getting ready to head towards the door. Please, I need...
no. No. Honori. They know who you are. They know what you look like. You can't be by yourself. I know what they're saying is hurtful. And I'm sorry. And you don't deserve that. And your people don't deserve that. And I will do everything I can. I will fight tooth and nail to make sure that is not what happens to you. But you cannot go out there on your own. I mean it, Honori.
Liana, thank you. I trust you. But right now, this is the difference between my people going back to a place where there could already be an army waiting, or, and I hate to sound just as cold as they're sounding, but if they got sent back during a siege, I don't even know if the people that were sent there are still there. So it could just be a trap for us and then everyone go. So I think right now I'm better off figuring I need to figure out on my own.
Honori,
Thank you,
look at
Eliana.
me. She grabs her. I can't help you if you leave. Honori, the people in there, if they have somebody that they're going to lose from this, if you make yourself their friend, they have more reason to help you. I don't wish that that was the way that it was. But you heard them in there, Honori. Please. I know you don't want bad things to happen. And I know that right now, it's all very confusing. But you could save your people by just becoming someone's friend. So please, do not go.
She looks at you with, like, what seems to be fluid in her eyes. She says, you mind if I read you?
Of course.
She pulls out of her pocket, kind of unfurls what seems to be kind of just like a little scroll. She goes, "Thank you, Eliana." And then she casts teleportation. It snaps out of your hands, out from where you're at, right?
Eliana like swipes her hand across probably like one of the like side medical tables and knocks everything off. And she bends down and starts cleaning everything up. And then she turns and she looks at Riven. You didn't see that either.
There's a lot of things that have come in and out of this infirmary so far I don't think I've seen. Sounds good to me. Ow.
Amazing.
All right. Well, there's not a lot of time or reason to stand here and debate whether she's going to get herself killed or just say something that's going to get the rest of us killed. So, still need a game plan. She's Miss
I think
Luna.
that talk game plan tomorrow. I think we need to all take time for ourselves, have a think about this, and move forward, because right now, no decisions have been made. Just things have been said. Just trying to get the facts straight so then we can make a clear decision and move forward. And I mean, as brought up by Doll, is this our responsibility?
All right, Ash.
And I'm gonna push everyone else out the necklace except for myself.
As you push everybody out, the rest of you end up where Eliana is with Riven. Before we cut to that, we're gonna cut back to inside quickly. Second. Your bar cart slides across. Your curtains just start ripping down on each side as you see fire and flame starting to come around the side of the room. You ignore me. You decide to do anything on your own. As another flame like goes around the side. I gave you every single goddamn chance I could. I tried to reach out to you, I tried to tell you what was going on, and I tried to talk to you multiple times. I am done waiting. And it cuts off like where the entrance would be to the apartment. She goes, we're having a goddamn talk right fucking now. Do you hear me, lady? And you see your mom like in full tall stature, like even more like amplified and kind of towering over what her normal form is. And it seems like it's got a lot of energy behind it rather than when she didn't.
Yeah. I stay silent and I wait for her to speak.
As she gets ready to speak, this is where we are going to end tonight's episode. Pick up next week on a very tense finale. I just want to say, everybody, for a moment, I know how tense it is. I love your guys' acting. You guys are great at it. Check in. I hope everybody is okay and great. I hope everybody at home is okay and great. Cool. Thank you all for watching. Please go check out, honestly, go rewatch this. This is a really great episode from all points. I thought everyone just did fantastic.
Thank you so much for the raid. We're sorry
Yeah.
it's at the end.
You are great. We're so
Failure,
sorry.
yeah.
We love you so much for raiding. You are fantastic. Please stick around. We're going to raid another, so if you want to hang out with us for a second as we go to raid somebody else, please do. And on that, last thing I gotta ask, are you ready for more tales?
Always!
Let's go. Join us for raiding.